Hi, I'm Bill Moseley, and you're in the horror basement. Lick my plate, you dog bitch.
Alright guys, so we have a writer, director, special effects artist, and the creator of the possible future icon, Art the Clown, Damien Leone. What's up, Damien?
What's going on, fellas? Thanks for having me.
You have a good Thanksgiving?
I did. I just got through eating my third round of leftovers.
Yeah, I ate me a round of leftovers today when I got back, so yeah. And then I was like, I think I got too many leftovers. I don't know if I want to eat
It's never
this.
too much. You can have it for lunch.
I don't know,
tomorrow.
dude. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, But anyways, so Art the Clown, how do you feel about people calling him the future icon or possible, an icon of the horror industry?
It's a dream come true. It's sort of surreal. It's an honor. Yeah, I mean, I just got back I spent the day down in Chicago for Days of the Dead. And
Oh, sweet.
yeah, and just having fans come up to me, and I had this one couple come up to me and tell me that on their way to Hawaii on their honeymoon, they watched Terrifier on the plane, and they were cheering and giddy and laughing in the back, and it just had such an effect on them. And it's stories like that I keep hearing things like that and seeing people get tattoos, which is the most surreal thing. It's really wild. It's wild. It doesn't really sink in. But I'm enjoying it, and I'm hoping we can keep going with this character. We're certainly gonna try.
Yeah, because when we watched it, of course we watched it and then we screened it at the Full Moon Cineplex, and we talked to David, and just Art the Clown, the character, like David's portrayal of him, and just the facial expressions. Man, it was so funny to me just seeing him. I don't know. I just like the giddy part, the laughing. Like I really enjoyed him.
That was a surprising thing that came through making this movie, because I'm sure you guys know he was in a movie before this called All Hallows Eve. I made short films first with Art the Clown, so he's been around for a while, since about 2006, 7ish. Oh, wow. I've lost track of time, but he became funnier in this as we went along, and that's not something personally I'm a fan of in my own work. I appreciate a lot of sort of horror comedies. Return of the Living Dead, for example, is one of my favorite films of all time. So that's where horror and comedy works so well. That Evil Dead 2, but it's not my thing in my work. But since he's a clown, and I knew the kills were going to be so gruesome, that I didn't want the film to be a negative experience at the end of the day. I wanted, even though it was going to be hardcore and some heavy stuff, but I wanted people to have fun, because the movies, I was trying to capture the essence of the old school slashers that I grew up with. And those movies, you had fun watching them, even though the killers were doing horrific things to people. So I didn't want to lose sight of that. And as a result, Art the Clown was definitely became a lot funnier. And I went out of my way to try and, as much as I could, to try and have him do something after each kill that got a moment of levity out of it, sort of almost like a wink at the audience, where everybody can kind of relax and laugh and be like, all right, this is a fantasy movie, and we're having fun, even though he's doing some pretty sadistic stuff.
Yeah, you definitely captured.
I don't think it would have been as good if he would have been, super serious. It would have been kind of a uncomfortable watch because of the level of brutality, which
Right.
I'm all about. But I don't think it would have caught on so good. He's just so, there's that balance that you guys hit there is fucking incredible.
Thank you. Yeah. He's fun. He's definitely a fun character, despite.
Well, like when he got stabbed in the foot and he just flips her off. Like, that's just funny, man.
Yeah. That was. I guess you call it. It was an outtake because I had yelled cut, and the camera was still rolling, and Samantha, the actress, was just walking back over to Dave. And he just gave her the finger. So if you see the raw footage, she comes right up to him and everybody's laughing. But since everybody laughed on set when Dave did that, and I was watching it in the outtakes when I was cutting the film, I said, maybe, if it's getting a laugh, it's getting a laugh on set, it might get a laugh in the movie. So I decided to leave that in because I would have never written that. It seemed a little too hokey and on the nose for Art the Clown just to give somebody the finger. But I said, what the hell, let's give it a try. And people find it so funny.
Yeah, it worked. It worked really, just because his facial expression of it. I mean, the way he's able to use his facial expressions,
that was genuine.
Oh yeah, that's all he has though. So
yeah, and it's just I couldn't imagine wearing, the makeup and the teeth and and doing all that though too. So.
So that's a testament to Dave as an actor.
Yeah.
Bringing that. The character, because Dave is almost a walking cartoon character as a human being. He's the man of 1,000 voices. He does all cartoon voices. He does tons of voiceover work. So and here we are taking that skill set away from him, which is a valuable set of tools he has as an actor. So he did some amazing things with his facial expressions and his body movement. Wonderful things. So it was a great collaboration. I would let him go off a lot of times. Have plenty of takes where he's going. I'd let him take it super far. He'd give me a whole spectrum. So then in the editing room, I had a lot of different things to choose from, which was fantastic.
Did you include any of those in the deleted scenes or anything, or outtakes?
I don't think so. But one of the moments that stands out like that was when he was making faces at Tara in the pizzeria, where every time she would turn back and look at him, he would sort of have a different face on, make all these faces. So that was a prime example where I said, just give me a bunch of stuff, and there's tons of facial expressions in that we didn't use, but I have a nice long take of him doing that. I should post that. I should probably post the raw footage on my Instagram or something.
Yeah, I think people would enjoy it.
I guarantee it. People would love that.
Yeah. So,
what do you think? What do you think about? Because I've seen women commenting on David's pictures when he would post stuff of Art, of how some of these women, I think, want to
bang Art.
Yeah, they want to bang Art the Clown.
Don't just say it.
It's pretty wild. Good for him.
Well, it's not David though. It's Art. That's a fucked up thing.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with these women, but there's some.
But thank God for them. Could you say that? Is that right to thank God for them? I don't know. But whatever.
Those are my kind of women.
Mm-hmm. Sure. That's what I'm talking about.
You're going to be getting a text from Dave like, hey, Damon, I got a date tonight. I'm going to need you to fix me up.
Yeah.
I would do it for him.
No, that's fucked up. That's hilarious. I got your back, bro.
You got the Art the Clown Triple X. Anyways,
Hey, Dave.
one thing I did notice it was a while back. Y'all got to go to the Mad Party or something in Arizona.
Mad Monster Party?
Yeah. Well, y'all got to go. That was the same one that Kane Hodder was there dressing as the retro Jason and then the Hell Jason, right?
Yes.
Isn't there a picture of Art with Jason?
There isn't. I actually got a picture with Kane Hodder as 8-bit Jason with my producer. Which was really cool, and it's actually it was not for nothing. It's creepy standing next to him. He's super intimidating. He stays in character.
Oh, that's cool.
I think they were doing lighting tests for his set that he was in. So the guy Eben, who runs the convention, got us backstage while they were doing and let us take a picture with him. So that was really cool of him. But yeah, it's definitely creepy standing next to Jason. It's pretty wild. That was a cool moment for me because I'm a massive fan. I met Kane Hodder when I was everybody else at a horror convention when I was around 12 years old, maybe a little younger, and he did the classic. He chokes everybody and then says, tell your friends Jason choked you. He said that to me, and that was the greatest thing that had happened to me up to that point, probably. So.
Wasn't this also the first time that Art was at a convention?
It was. I think he did one first, but that was certainly the first time we put him in costume. That was a new experience for us. So that was really cool. And Dave he goes all in. So when I make him up as Art the Clown, he gets down there. He stays in character when people come up to him. So he will not speak, and he'll do all kinds of crazy Art the Clown antics, and keeps it very lively and keeps you on your toes. And it's really, really fun. Really fun.
I don't know if he was able to.
That's fun. I mean,
did you get to bring the bicycle?
Oh my God.
We lost that thing. My cameraman, I thought he took it from set because we had to leave the set quickly one day, and I thought he had taken it, and now it's gone. I think he still has it, but he's lying.
Yeah, he got it. It's going to reappear at an auction like in 10 years.
Exactly.
This is definitely the Art the Clown one. You can see it.
Well, you can also see if you get the Blu-ray from Dread Central Presents.
Yeah.
The behind the scenes is him riding the bike, and he's singing that song, ain't he?
Oh my God, he's singing Queen.
Yeah.
Bicycle. Yeah. That's what it was like filming on set with Dave. You'd think it was a really intense environment, but it was just nothing but laughs for most of the
I think he told us it was that was a really long day.
Oh, they all are.
He's like, this is like the end of a really long day, so I was riding that bicycle, so I had to do something.
Yeah, we all get a little delirious at all.
Yeah.
Insanity starts sinking in for sure, but especially with Dave, the days he has to shoot and they were night shoots, which is horrible. So I think Dave would come in around 4 o'clock in the evening. It would take about 3 hours to get him ready, and then we'd start shooting. Probably he'd start shooting at around 9 p.m., 10, and then we'd go till the sun came up, and then it's another hour to take his makeup off. Yeah. And then we got to drive back to the motel or whatever. That's a long day. Brutal. Yeah, and then you got to start all over again the next day at 4. So it's tough.
Yeah.
I think this is really cool. We put out a thing on Instagram that we were going to be doing this interview and ask if anybody in the audience had any questions. And we got a fucking handful of some pretty good questions. And
cool.
I think it's really cool. If you could put Art in a face-off against another horror icon, a la Freddy versus Jason,
right?
Who would it be?
Huh. It's hard to say because everybody sort of has their own rules and their own universe, right? So I think maybe a fair one, something more fair, would be maybe him going up against Michael Myers. I would say.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both silent, so.
Both silent. I mean, Freddy could do that. That one becomes tricky because how does that work? I mean, does Art fall asleep and then he winds up in some kind of crazy circus nightmare that Freddy's taking charge of?
Kind of that sounds interesting.
just the fact of them two together would be pretty comical, though.
Well, Freddy would be making fun of him the whole time, and he couldn't say nothing. So yeah, I mean,
he'd just give him the finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just team them up together to go killing people.
Oh man,
I'd be down for that.
Hey,
I think my dream would be it would be Art the Clown finds the lament configuration, opens it.
Oh wow!
And like all within the first act, he opens the box and he gets like recruited and he becomes this fucked up clown Cenobite.
I would love to see Art the Clown Cenobite. That's something.
That would be amazing.
That is pretty awesome.
Hey Yeti, what was the username?
Gilbert Zepeda, Zepeda on Instagram.
Good question, Gilbert.
Well, the next one will say, what's your dream cast for a film with Art?
I don't have any names
Svetlana Volkova.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like slasher movies when you don't really know who the people are, and so you don't know who could die, who's gonna live. Everything seems a little more real when you know this.
You have a big name and you just kill them off immediately. Like that pisses everyone off.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd have to think about putting a name in. I haven't really thought about that.
Like you could put them in like a really small role, like they're just the owner of a shop, and next thing you know, you just see them like go in there and kill someone in the shop, and it's just that person dead. Like they don't even have a line. They're like, "What the fuck?"
Well, I'll tell you this. One of my dream projects is this really epic zombie film that I want to make, and my dream actor for that would have been Roddy Piper. Honestly, it would have been almost his character from They Live if I could have him in there. That's one thing that I regret that could never happen, because I actually had a connection to him after the fact. When I told a friend of mine, wrestler Paul London, that I had that idea, and he was like, "Oh my God!" He's like, "I actually know Roddy Piper. He's the nicest guy in the world." And he just went off telling me all these Roddy Piper stories. He's like, "If I ever see him again," he's like, "I'm going to tell him that." And I swear to God, a week before he passed away, he had told him about the idea, and Piper thought it was so cool and wanted to hear more. And then he wound up passing away. That was wild.
Now that was a legend lost.
Yeah.
For sure.
Big time. Well, everybody says he was just the nicest guy in the world. It's like just a sweet.
Oh, well, I've heard he was too, and the girl that asked that question,
Svetlana Volkova.
Yeah. So I got one more on this page, and I'll take this off. But hold on, make sure.
Another Virgo.
Yeah, just another Virgo asked. In Terrifier, why was Tara killed off and Victoria made the survivor of the film?
Well, because everybody believed that Tara was going to be the final girl, and then she gets killed halfway through. So it was a bit shocking, I'm sure. Well, very shocking to a lot of people. That was just one of the things that I thought would build up the insanity and the unpredictability of Art the Clown, where from that moment on, nobody's safe, and you don't know what's going to happen. Anything could happen with Art the Clown at any point. So even if he could take your main character out of the film just like that. So I wanted to do that. I wanted to do something that was effective, sort of like the Janet Leigh kill in Psycho, and I thought it would be pretty wild. It's not something you see too often. So I wanted to try and mess around with that. And yeah, so the Victoria character, who becomes the final girl, and she's also, at the end, it's revealed that she's the character in the wraparound segment in the interview. I don't like talking about the sequel, but she might have something interesting to do in the sequel.
Yeah, that was one question. Someone asked if there's going to be a second one, and when.
Spike the Clown.
When the sequel coming out.
There's your answer. There's going to be a sequel. Yeah.
Yeah, there's absolutely going to be a sequel. I have the script is finished, at least the first draft, and we're trying to lock in funds. As soon as we lock in the budget and get the funds, we're gonna start rolling. So hopefully very soon. We're trying to go as soon as possible.
Is it going to be like a, what's the word?
Prequel?
Kind of grimy?
Yeah, I want it to be.
Like that when where it's like that abandoned house or whatever. It's a little grimy, a little.
It doesn't take place in an abandoned building like that throughout the entire film, but there is a place where it winds up that's kind of grimy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a little bit more of a classic narrative, whereas Terrifier just took place in one place, almost in real time. This one sort of takes place over a couple of days. And yeah, I can't give too much away, but there's a little bit of a prelude, a little bit of a prequel at the beginning. So you might learn a little bit about Art the Clown, where he came from.
Yeah, that's what I was more curious of, like the origins, because, you know, with him, spoiler alert, come back live. But yeah. Here's the one from Kevin Roundy, because we're talking about the sequel. He was just wondering if you're going to have another crowdfunding campaign for it, if that's a possibility, but obviously it's not, because you're trying to secure funding from whatever place.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be able to raise funds, but if you never know. So if we have to, we'll certainly crowdfund it, and we'll make it for whatever we have to. You know, if we have to scale it down, if it has to be another super low budget film, whatever the case, nothing's gonna stop me from making it. So
as long as you don't get into a bunch of damn
CGI
shit.
No, never.
Yeah, because that's what ruins the movie. Like a good.
Well, I think since he's a special effects makeup artist, he's gonna stick to practical all the way, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It makes a way better film.
Yeah, it's still very much going to be like the first one, just a hardcore graphic slasher. We gotta up the ante with the kills in this one, and yeah, I mean that's one of the biggest challenges I have, is trying to top the hacksaw scene in this one, because I think that's one of the things people are going to be looking for.
Well, that's a good segue right there with because Ginger asked, what gave you inspiration for the kills in Terrifier?
Well, that scene actually, that is a medieval torture technique where they would really do that. I think it was the church. It was a torture method of the church, actually, the Catholic Church. So they would string you upside down naked, but it was obviously it wasn't a hacksaw like that. It was a giant saw.
Yeah.
There would be a person on each end.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh my God! So and it's funny.
It's unfortunate, I know that.
Yeah, people say, "Oh, how is she still alive? She would have been dead." Actually, she wouldn't have been dead that quick. They said the blood actually rushed all the way down to the bottom of your body. So, and you're not really hitting any vital organs for quite some time. So you could probably get that saw pretty far down before the person dies, which is horrifying.
Yeah, because technically you're just cutting into like their lower intestines.
Yeah.
I mean, at first, exactly. If you think about where you're cutting.
He said that girl was definitely, I can't remember her name, but she was definitely a trooper, because it was pretty cold. It was pretty cold that night, building that night.
Oh, it was freezing. That wasn't a set. That was a real abandoned. Might as well have been outside in the winter. I mean, there was no. It was a horrible environment, and she. I mean, there was no real trickery there. I mean, she's really hanging upside down. It's really happening. So she, we had to get her up on a platform, just lock her in. She was sort of on this step ladder with a big platform on top that she could sit on. And we would have crew members come in, hold her, take it away, and gently drop her down. And then we'd shoot the scene for no more than a minute. Because the blood started rushing to her head, and then we'd have to quickly get her back up. So it was intense. That day was very, very intense. We had to be very careful, make sure everything was safe. Didn't have much margin for error, especially with all the effects going on. We had a lot of blood pumps and props, weapons, and things like that. So it was tricky. She was unbelievable trooper.
Yeah, that was a rough scene.
Yeah.
So how long did it take? Because I guarantee that there was a full body double, right? A fake.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we prepped that for months in advance. We built two life-size bodies and maybe one torso, and then one lower half from like the stomach to the thighs. So we had a bunch of different parts that we could bring in and keep hacking up. It took a long time. We knew that was going to be the money shot. That was going to be the scene that everybody talked about. So we put a lot of care into creating those effects and making sure we did that to the best of our abilities. So, yeah.
Did a phenomenal job.
Thank you so much.
You're amazing at your craft and art and all that.
I appreciate it. And it was really just me and my producer Phil, who's not a makeup artist by any means, but he wanted to learn, and he let me use his house because I don't have a studio or anything, so he let me use his house to build all this stuff, and he was my assistant the entire way for about maybe over 2 months. It was just him and I creating all these effects, having the actors come over. We would mold their bodies and mold their heads and everything, and it was just us two. So I really owe him a lot. But yeah, we got it done.
Got it done very well. So you said that you said 2006 this all started or something like that? Or was it 2000?
I'm pretty sure it was 2006. Yeah, I made my first official short film. I say official because I shot it on 35 millimeter. Everything before that was I would shoot on a little JVC camcorder. So that was my first film, official short film. And Art the Clown had a little part in it. He was just one character, and even back then he was the standout. So after that short film, I would show people, and they would say, "Yeah, it was good, blah blah blah." But that clown you really got something there. You should do more with him. And that's basically what I've been hearing the entire way until I finally got to make this movie that just solely focuses on him. So I've been trying to do it since about 2010, 2011. It's just taken me this long to finally get to this point.
Well, it just goes to show, like, you got to keep pushing it. Perseverance is key when, you got something you believe in. And it's not easy getting, especially now. Yeah, anybody can shoot a movie, but to make a good movie, it's not that easy. And getting the funding back and doing it, and, getting everybody on board, like the actors and stuff like that's willing to, just help support you and see where what you got.
It's true. I say it all the time. People ask me, "Oh, what advice would you give to aspiring filmmakers?" Or I even get young filmmakers contact me directly and ask me. And it's so cliche, but it's true. And you really just have to do it no matter what. You just have to. You have to believe that that's the only thing you can do or you want to do with your life. The minute you start throwing a backup plan in, or you say, if this doesn't work, I'll go and do this, or I'm going to focus on this career and try and make. No. You have to. This has to be at least the way that I do it, or I look at it. The only thing I could possibly do with my life. Every second of every day, you have to be thinking about movies. You have to be dreaming about making movies, watching movies. That's all you have to care about. And if you love it that much and you believe in it, it'll happen. And I also say you have to, because everything now is so accessible, all the tools, and you can edit. Everybody's got a computer. Everybody's got a phone. So you can shoot your own movies, edit your own movies, and throw them right on YouTube. And there's so much content out there. How are you going to stand out? So I always say, make something that's going to stand out amongst the rest. So if you're making a horror movie, a super low budget horror movie, hang a girl upside down and cut her in half, just show something that people don't get to see every day. You have people, why is somebody going to watch your movie over $50 million or $100 million Hollywood horror movie? What can you show that they're not going to show, or too afraid to show, or they can't show? So those are the kind of things you have to think about. It might not sound like much, but it works. It works.
Yeah, speaking of that, didn't in the new Halloween movie, didn't they do similar thing that you did in Terrifier?
They did a couple of similar things. I don't think that they bit off a Terrifier, but we definitely came out first. Terrifier has been done since 2016. I think we showed the first cut of Terrifier at the Telluride Horror Show, October 2016. The only thing that wasn't in the film at that point was the second exterminator kill, that decapitation. We actually went back and we added that because we felt it could have used some more carnage. But yeah, the new Halloween, they have the severed jack-o'-lantern head. It's almost identical to the one in Terrifier. And they have a nice graphic head stomp that's kind of similar to the kill in Terrifier.
That was one of my favorite things in Terrifier was that fucking head stomp.
Head stomp, yeah. Well, look, I mean, I'm certainly, there's been a million head stomps before Terrifier. I've heard that there's even been a severed jack-o'-lantern head before both of our films. Everything's been done before. And
yeah, that was in a short film.
Yeah, see, it's all been done.
With,
Terrifier is just clearly influenced by Halloween on so many levels. So, I mean, that's what it is. You just got to try and do things different and hopefully better if you can, if you have the means. That's really all you can do. It's so funny. Stanley Kubrick said that in the behind the scenes back when they were shooting The Shining. He said, everything's been done before. All we can do is try and do it better. And that was in 1981. Now it's 2018. Now it's really getting tough.
Yeah, that's true. For damn sure on that.
I think we ran through all the crowd questions, but I got to thinking after you mentioned the hacksaw kill was a medieval torture. I think that's like a fertile ground. Do you think you can? Are you going to try to work more brutal, old-timey shit into the continuing Terrifier saga?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to investigate some more things and try and find. The problem is that Art the Clown isn't that creative. Where, for instance, the Saw kills, the Saw movies, they're very intricate. They're cool. Those kills are graphic and everything, but he's not going to build that sort of contraption. Everything he does is very, very hands-on. So like my thing, I like taking really simple classic kills that you've seen a million times, but do it differently or do it more sort of relentless. For instance, when he kills the guy in the pizzeria, he's just stabbing him, but he stabs him in the face, 50 times. Or you see the knife getting stuck in his cheek. Yeah, he cuts his hand off first. It's just more thing. It's classic kills done in a way that you don't really get to see. So there's gonna be a lot more of that. But I'm gonna try and come up with some really disturbing kills. Maybe we're gonna have to investigate some more old school torture methods. But it has to be something that fits within the Art the Clown mold.
Yeah, he's not just gonna have an Iron Maiden or a Spanish donkey or a fucking breaking around.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Hey, we do have one pretty good long question, but
is it Shredhead Polly?
Yeah.
He pretty much says his name's Anthony Policastro, but him and his dad, he grew up loving horror. His dad did, and they're into it together. They love Terrifier, and he appreciates you not refusing to sacrifice your art for getting distribution. But he asked, he's got some ideas, of his own, but he was wondering if you could pass on your thoughts regarding how you go about writing the concept story behind a slasher film.
That's a good question. Sometimes, even in the case of Art the Clown, it started with a scene, so there was no story. So for the first short film that we were talking about, the first time Art the Clown made an appearance, I just had this idea about a clown terrorizing this woman on a city bus in the middle of the night. It was just them two. It was just this woman all alone. Bus is going through a bad, sort of isolated neighborhood in a bad area, and then it just comes to a stop, and then this clown gets on and just sits next to her and starts toying with her. And it starts off sort of awkward and funny, and he's trying to make her laugh, and then it gets more and more intense until he's trying to stick her with a needle. So that was it. I don't know why or where these things come from. So that was just the idea. And then once I had that, I knew I wanted to film that. And then you start going into, well, what does this character look like? And you get into that area, and then then I incorporated that built a short story around that. So that's really just the beginning of the short film, and he's basically in that just sort of abducting her to pass on to a satanic cult, and that was it really. So, but yeah, a lot of times you might have just a great scene, or a scene that you think is very cool, and then you'll start building your story around that, or a character that you love, and you'll start building a story around that character as opposed to just an idea or a plot.
But just so we're clear, you're going to get into like maybe a little bit of his past on how he came about. Because
you're gonna know where he came from.
Okay. Because I want to know now, but
Did you just say something about the demon cult coming back or something?
Oh, he said something about passing the woman to a satanic cult.
Oh.
The first short film. Have you guys seen All Hallows Eve?
I haven't been able to. I haven't seen it. There's All Hallows Eve 2 at the movie place to rent, but there's not the first one, and I don't understand that shit.
I didn't have anything to do with the second one, really, but the first one.
That's why I didn't rent it.
Yeah, I can't say I recommend you watch the first one, but if you want to see them, it's 3 short stories. It's an anthology, so the first short story is my first short film. So that's where you'll see Art the Clown for the first time. That's the story. So yeah, he abducts a woman and sticks her with a needle, and then she wakes up in the hands of a satanic cult, and that's all. That's all he's in there for.
And I meant to say earlier when we first started, and I forgot, Terrifier is available on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have said that at the very beginning, because that would have been better.
Well, that was a question from Mr. Savage Horror. They wanted to know, will the demon cult be back?
Have to wait.
So they're coming back. We already know now. Just the whole movie's ruined. Fuck it.
Spoiler alert.
Art meets the aliens. Okay, that's what's going to happen. He's going into space, deep space.
Yeah, there you go. In Terrifier 9, will Art be in space?
Terrifier 9. Yeah.
We're gonna try not to jump the shark until about part 5.
Yeah, it's when everybody makes it to Mars and there's a colony set up to live. Yeah, Art goes to Mars.
I will say this, that I am aiming for even while making part 2 for a solid trilogy. So knowingly going into part 2, knowing it's the middle of a trilogy.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah.
What about Frankenstein versus the Mummy? Well, I mean, let's talk about a different movie.
Have you guys seen that?
I haven't got to see it, because I just found out about it, and then I was like, it's on Amazon Prime for $4.
It's not a fan favorite.
I seen the trailer.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is. That was an opportunity presented to me. It was going to be a found footage Frankenstein versus the Mummy movie.
How do you do? Okay.
I don't know how you do that, but I was just asked to do. I was just asked to do the special effects, and then I asked the producer if he would let me write my own version and direct it and make a real movie. So he agreed, which was very cool. But it wasn't a film that it was like a passion project of mine that I knew I wanted to make. It wasn't my idea from the beginning. I mean, the film that you see, I wrote it from scratch. It's all my idea. Everybody was pretty hands off, so I take full responsibility for the good, the bad in it. But it was cool. I learned a lot on it. I had a good time making it. Great cast. The actors, I had a blast working with the actors and stuff. It's very long. There's a lot of dialogue. It's very, very dialogue heavy, which isn't something that I typically do, because I really wanted to make a Frankenstein movie. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the Mummy per se, but I love Frankenstein. So I read the Mary Shelley novel, and I wanted to try and incorporate as much as I could from the novel into the movie. Obviously with the budget that we had and everything, which was nothing. But yeah, so there's things in it that I'm proud of. But the biggest mistake I made was, when you're coming to see a movie called Frankenstein versus the Mummy, you want to see this big Batman-Superman brawl at the end with those two, and we just couldn't deliver it because we didn't have the funds. So bit of a letdown in that regard.
Did it come out in 2017? That's what IMDb is saying. That's the only reason why I asked.
Definitely not. I think it was more, I want to say like maybe 2014. Okay. Yeah, I made that a long time ago.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, I was looking at it and I was like, well, how did this movie come out after Terrifier and then nobody's heard of it?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like Terrifier's got such a buzz. Like how in the hell, or
Yeah.
you know, like right there when Terrifier, you know, around Terrifier, it's like why in the hell haven't we heard about this film?
What is this? It's on your director IMDb.
The Ninth Circle.
The Ninth Circle 2008 short.
A woman is abducted by a sinister strange on Halloween night for a fate worse.
Yeah,
that's
the first short film. That's what it was called. So that's the first segment in All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, we're
okay.
Sweet.
Yeah. Timelines are all screwed up because when you make, by the time they actually came out, so I'm pretty sure we shot it in 2006, and then by the time it came out, went to a festival, it was probably 2008.
I know I did see the Terrifier short on YouTube.
The Terrifier short is I'm very proud of that. That's like one of the few things that I enjoy watching from start to finish, and I don't cringe. I actually like the whole thing. That's the final segment in All Hallows Eve. That's the third segment on the VHS tape. So that's what I wanted to do. I basically just wanted to make an hour and 20-minute version of that for the feature-length Terrifier. That's what I tried to do. So.
Okay, so what is in Art's trash bag?
Oh, all his weapons.
Murder objects. What are you talking about?
No, a lot of people just miss it. A lot of people don't know that, which
Wait,
I thought it was blatantly obvious, but I've gotten that question many times. People ask what's in the bag.
Did you? You knew that it was murder objects.
Yeah, I knew that, but I'm just like, I was trying to get like some detail, like what all kind of stuff.
I mean, I imagine he has a sewing kit.
And is it a hefty bag? Because a lot of damn metal objects are not good.
Dude, it is one of them. It has to be one of them lawn bags for your fucking leaves. Like industrial, you know what I'm saying?
Heavy duty, for sure.
The stretch ones.
Or does he have like multiple ones, so it's multi-layered?
Possible. I don't even think I've looked that deep into the bag yet. But
does he have a razor dildo? Because you could kill with someone like that. That'd be the next kill item.
Johnny, I hope.
Damn it! That was supposed to be a secret.
The secret's out, bitch. Bitch is getting fucked by Art.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that take fucking to the next level, though. I mean, in all honesty.
I'm pretty sure there's some women out there that probably would.
Oh, dude, shut up, man. No way. No way.
I'm sure of it too.
I bet if you put a question on Instagram, there would be a woman.
Would you get fucked by a razor dildo?
By Art the Clown?
No, I'm talking about razor dildo.
By Art the Clown?
What does that have to do with Art the Clown?
He'd be wearing it or something. Or using it on her.
Who would do?
No, let's go.
Think about the concept.
Yeti, you got anything?
He's trying to get away from this, Yeti.
Start lemon juice when at the end.
Start what?
I think the razor dildo should spurt lemon juice. But that's just me.
Oh God! God, that'd be horrible, dude. That sounds even worse.
Ken Russell has used that in his movies. I don't know if you're familiar with the director Ken Russell. He's made some great movies, but I feel like at least two of his movies he has a character wear a steel pointy strap on.
I wasn't even thinking about a steel one. I was just thinking really like shitty razors are just fucking put into a dildo. You know what I'm saying? Like Art's not going to come up with a steel one. He's just going to like take a razor and shove it into the fucking fleshy dildo.
Yeah. Well, the steel horn will do some damage as well. I'm sure.
Yeah, God, that'd be fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's fucked up. I can't believe you come up with that idea, Jimmy.
What the fuck? Put that on me.
I think we just need to go through concepts of what Art would have in the bag. Because he got some fucked up shit in that bag.
Like he's got knives, butcher knives, meat cleavers, chains, saws, hacksaws.
The one little whip thing that he had with all the fucking.
Yeah, that's one of his signature weapons. That sort of.
That shit was crazy.
What? Okay. Look, I wasn't paying attention to one scene, and I turn around and look, and Art is wearing some boobs, and he's pretty much naked. That right there, I started laughing my ass off when I saw that.
Yeah.
Wow. Did he have his legs crossed? Was he tucking something?
No, he actually. No one really noticed it because we kept it in low light, and we try not to be too graphic with that. But he was actually wearing her genitalia down there as well.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought.
I thought he did like a Silence of the Lamb tuck, and was just wearing the boobs.
I wish Dave did that on set as well, but
That was.
There's a funny story with that because that was all. We didn't know exactly what we were going to do until we shot that scene. So that was one of the ones we kept coming back to and talking about and sort of keeping it on the back burner. Because originally, that whole idea started because my girlfriend at the time, my ex-girlfriend, had said, she just when I was writing the script, she said, "Oh, you know, it'd be cool. It would be weird or creepy if Art the Clown was wearing a wig in one scene." Then I just started thinking about it, and
you
to
took it
myself,
to the next level.
Exactly. 'Cause I'm thinking to myself, well, why would he wear a wig? Then I'm like, well, this is art, so he wouldn't be wearing a wig. He'd be wearing a scalp. So which means he killed a woman, he took her scalp. And then I'm saying, well, I'm asking myself, is that all he would take? Probably not. He's going to take every female attribute of her, and wear that. He's not just going to wear the scalp. So he'll take her breasts. And then I said, well, does he put them on top of his outfit? That might look a little stupid. I think it would be a lot creepier if he's naked and he's wearing them. And it just brought up all these cool and sick images. But then at the same time, it was very risky because you're taking this character out of his costume and out of his element, and that's not something you would do with any other slasher, really, So it was a risky move, but I just said, fuck it, that's what this character is. It's just a ballsy character, and shouldn't be afraid to do anything with him. So that's what we did, and Dave was just totally game, especially after Catherine did the scene where she gets cut, she's hanging upside down naked, and she was cool with that. So he's like, hey, if she's gonna be naked, I'll do this naked, and I mean, for real, and it was just it was great.
He just wanted to get naked.
Dave just wanted to get naked, didn't he?
He just like, fuck it, I want to get naked.
Yeah, certainly one of the more awkward nights of filming.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, that seems awkward.
You got the costume custom made because there's no just solid black and white clown costume besides that one, right?
Yeah, it's a custom costume. But now they're being made. Trick or Treat Studios has the license, and they actually made the costume, so they'll be out.
Did you tell them to don't fuck the mask up? That they better do a phenomenal job with the mask, or it's no deal?
I had faith in them. I did not. I was just grateful that they were even interested in doing it. So.
Oh yeah, but I just don't want them to fuck the mask up, though.
I'm sure they won't. They have some great artists working on. They have one of the artists who actually worked on the 2000 and the new Michael Myers mask in the film is sculpting the mask. So I'm pretty sure he's going to do a great job.
I was like, oh, well, okay, that's there. That dude obviously knows his shit,
Can't ask for much more.
But there is also someone else that made an Art the Clown mask, and that sumbitch is amazing, and it's expensive as shit too. But what was that company called?
Yes, that's Immortal Masks. Yeah, the reason why those masks are so expensive because they're made. Besides the high quality sculpt, they're made out of silicone, and silicone is just super expensive. There's no way around it.
Oh no, I'm not saying nothing against the price because that would be something you probably ain't gonna wear. That's just a collector's piece. Exactly,
that's really what they are. They're collector's pieces. You just showcase it. You can wear them. People definitely wear them, obviously. But
that would be so hot though, because that's like goes down over your chest too, don't it?
It does. Yeah, it comes down to the middle of your chest. Yeah.
Do you have one?
Yes, I did get one.
Oh,
so I hope you had one.
Well, yeah, but in the contract, like, I want one.
Yeah, you're going to give me one. You're not doing this shit without giving me one.
Well,
fuck yourself.
The whole thing because Art the Clown's makeup, it's makeup, so he can do all those expressions, but in the mask...
Oh, you wouldn't be able to...
Yeah, it's a preformed mouth, right?
It is, but you'd be surprised how friggin' flexible the silicone mask is.
Did you put it on?
I didn't put it on actually, but I've seen video of people wearing it, and they get a lot of expression out of it.
Oh, that's good.
I wouldn't wear it.
Yeah, I would be afraid I would tear it or something, and it's.
I just wouldn't wear it.
I'm not gonna wear it.
I wouldn't want to sweat my ass off like that.
I'm just gonna prop.
That's me personally.
But yeah, the Art the Clown prosthetic is a one piece. I mean, it is a mask. It's a prosthetic. I make it out of gelatin. It takes a few hours to glue on and blend into Dave's actual face. But it's very light. It's very thin, so he gets a lot of great facial expressions. He can emote through it pretty well.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of worried about if they was gonna make a mask to be, to make the facial expressions that he does.
I mean, really though, someone wearing a mask like that, it's not about being Art the Clown. It's just, look at me. I'm dressing up like Art the Clown.
But I know, Yeti, you ain't got a lot to say on here yet, so I want to let you
chime in.
I don't know. I just we've been fans of Terrifiers from the jump.
Yeah.
And it was it was really cool for me. Like as soon as it hit Netflix, it just fucking blew up. I'm a big fan of Doug Walker. He's Channel Awesome, does the Nostalgia Critic reviews and stuff. I've been a big fan of him for a long time, and he did a Halloween 2018 review. And middle of the review, he stops and starts giving all this love to Terrifier. He was like, if I'm going to watch a slasher film this year, I would rather go home and watch Terrifier on Netflix. And just goes off on a tangent. And he was like, fuck it, this is a Terrifier review now. And for me, just being a fan of the movie from early on, it was really amazing to see. What's that like for you guys? Just watching it fucking spread like wildfire.
Oh, it's amazing, man. That's really cool. I didn't know that about the Halloween review. That's really cool. Please do. Please. We knew once we found out when Dread Central and the guys at Epic told us it was going to be on Netflix, we knew that it was going to blow up. There's just so much exposure. That's what everybody's trying to do these days with their movies, get it on Netflix. So we were super excited, especially it was coming out a month before or 2 months before Halloween, just right smack in Halloween season. So we were super excited, and then still hopeful, obviously. I mean, it could have got lost, but it just, it did, man. It took off, and a lot of people, celebrities were watching it and posting it on their Instagrams, videos in their live feed of them watching it and stuff. So it was pretty amazing. It was pretty friggin' amazing. It's all surreal, but I'm glad it's out there. I'm glad people are taking a liking to it for the most part.
I think I've seen people posting pictures of it almost a year before it even come out, and they were counting down. I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this. And then after it comes out, man, it's just all over the place. It's everywhere you see is Art the Clown pictures. So,
yeah, it's been trickling because it's like I said, it's been done and it's been out for it's been around for a long time. So for 2 years before it came onto Netflix, either showing at festivals here and there. So you got people who's got to see it in Telluride Horror Show. I forgot if we showed it anywhere else, any other festivals. I think in Miami, in some festival, it showed very early on. So people were seeing it and starting to spread the word. And then you had the really hardcore fans from the beginning who were following the entire movie, even from All Hallows Eve, who were buying the Blu-ray and spreading the word that way. And then once it hit Netflix, I mean, that was it. It was game on.
Well, fortunately, we got to do a screening of it at what I call the House of Indie Horror in Hermitage, Tennessee, Full Moon Cineplex. We got to present Terrifier on a big screen. So we got to see it on a theater screen.
I wish I was there. Was it fun?
Oh yeah,
It was great.
yeah. Yeti even made a custom poster for it, which I think Damien needs one on his wall.
I don't think we have any more.
Yeti had. Don't you have some still, Yeti?
Yeah, I got about 5 or 10 of them left.
Well, I'll email you and get an address or a PO box or something and try to send that out to you, Damien.
If you send it, I will happily put it on my wall. That would be amazing.
That was, yeah.
It would be.
And
we'll sign it for you. Just fucking
Please
with
do.
you. I'm fucking with
No, Yeti is the artist that made it or the graphic designer.
Yeah, he'll sign it for you.
Hey, Yeti, why don't you put your John Hancock on there?
Let me ask you this: what scene would you say got the biggest response out of that screening?
What?
It was the hacksaw scene.
For
Definitely
sure.
Axel.
People coming out with like,
Oh man, people were talking about like these one people there. They had a movie shown before it, and they were like the creators of the movie, and they was like, "That's a good movie," but it was kind of intense. It was a little over the top, a little intense.
Another thing that gets a big reaction every time, like when we've screened it, and when because I show it to people. There's a handful of movies you can't not see and hang out with. And Terrifier is one of them. In the pistol scene.
Yes.
If you haven't seen this movie, there's going to be spoilers. The pistol scene, it never fails to make people go, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good reaction. That's
Or
a
he
good
shoots her in the face.
All the rules.
you talking about where he shoots her in the face? Or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just where he first reveals it and shoots her in the leg, right? Yeah. That happened the first time.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah,
like,
no.
what? He got a fucking gun this whole fucking time.
That's become the most polarizing, I guess, aspect of Art the Clown. Some people absolutely love the gun. Other people despise it.
Well,
think
because
it
they
breaks.
want him to be like, oh, he's all hands on. No, motherfucker, he's a killer.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
gonna kill you any way he can. He's not about to let you get away.
It's funny because some people, they feel like it's cheap. And that's
He's cheating.
That's exactly what it is, though. It's supposed to be. He's supposed to be abhorrent on every level. He's not supposed to play fair.
Yeah, he's a fucking cheater.
Sick, mean-spirited. He cheats the audience. He rips the main character right from you. He absolutely, like, all of that was done on purpose, knowing full well what that emotion was going to be. And just to make him, it's like, yes, he's fun, and people obviously love him, and I'm sure some people even root for him or whatnot. But it's important to remind people that he's terrible. He's a terrible fucking character. He's a horrible creature, whatever he is, and you're not supposed to root for him. And he would kill you and your whole family. He's just terrible.
And if you run away, he's shooting your ass in the back.
Yeah.
Like, if he can't kill you with the hacksaw or a butcher knife, he's going to shoot you fucking in the back. So then he can walk up to you and then kill you with the hacksaw or butcher knife.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
One of the main reasons for the gun, there was a few reasons why. One, I like trying, obviously I like doing things that are, they are cliche. I like staying within the formula that we all love based on the movies that we grew up loving. I don't want to stray too far from that because that's why I'm making these damn movies. But it's like, so I like to just incorporate little new fresh things and see if they can work. A lot of times they're experiments. So that was one of them. I wanted to see, could you give a sort of classic slasher handgun, and could it be scary? Right, and I think it could be scary. I think it is, especially the way he uses it. And whereas he shoots the main character, 5 times, 7 times, and in the face or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's still just doing a horrible thing with the gun. So that was one aspect, and another thing was, most characters at some point find themselves in the hands of authorities. Like all your characters, all your slasher characters. And either the cops are going to kill them or they're going to have the opportunity to arrest them. So my whole thing about it is, well, what if Art the Clown ever found himself in that situation? He's never going to be taken alive. You're never going to get to that point where you're arresting him or taking his fingerprints. So how's he going to get out of that? Well, he'll just kill himself. Yeah, and just leave it a mystery. No one will find out who he is or what happened or whatnot. So that was, the only way to really do that efficiently is with a gun. So that was another reason why I gave him the gun.
Does he have a regeneration abilities?
Well, you see him come back at the end of the film, but you don't know how or why. But we're definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna explain that.
He's not gonna have a hole in the back of his head the whole time, though, is he? Can we just spoil that right now?
He's like, nope, I'm not gonna say.
I'm trying to think if I can.
Oh, okay.
Let me.
I mean, because would it be? I mean, like, if he walked around with a hole in the back of his head the whole freaking movie, I mean, that'd just be. I don't know.
I'll tell you flat out, he will rejuvenate because he's gonna have. Because right at the end of the movie, he doesn't have an eye. He's missing an eye. He will have his eye back.
Okay, good. Yeah. But I'm happy about that.
But there's reasons for it. I don't want. It's
not just I got you. Yeah, like he's got some sort of supernatural power, obviously, because the lights flicker, the radios come, which is cool with me. Yeah.
I've said this before on another podcast that I did, so I might as well say it here too to you guys.
You might as well, and give us some extra stuff.
Bit of a big spoiler. I probably shouldn't have said anything, but so that is the first time that he's been killed. So when he blew his brains out, he was expecting to just go out and end it. So even he wasn't expecting to come back.
That's even better. Like knowing that.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, like knowing that, like he was just like, "Fuck it, I was going to kill myself." Like I'm done.
Do you know the there's no boundaries now how he can kill people? He just blow himself up with the person.
Well, I don't know if he could do.
Well,
that.
I'm just saying though, if he can come back,
I mean, he's not Deadpool. I mean, is he Deadpool?
He rips
Deadpool and art.
Yeah,
dude, that would be fucking. Dude, that would be hilarious. To have a movie with Deadpool and Art. Deadpool chasing Art the Clown.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry.
He's not going to have rejuvenation powers where he blows off his hand and then it just grows right back right there. I think it would take quite some time.
But Art would be a good comic book character.
Yeah. Yeah. We do have a comic book coming out, but it's not. It's just a comic book of the film.
Oh, gotcha.
So, just like sort of transcribed.
I got one of them Venom comic books when I went and watched Venom, and it's just like a few pages of the movie.
Yeah,
you just got storyboards.
Yeah, pretty much, because it fit in right with the movie. I was like, oh shit, yeah, work.
I'm sure one day we'll make an actual comic book that sort of maybe veers off and continues a story or goes down a side storyline or something like that, but we're not ready for that yet. I'm just focusing on.
Yeah, the bad thing about that is then everybody would think your next movie would be based on one of the comics.
Yeah. Right.
Then all the spoilers are out there. Like, oh well, I guess no one knows.
Yeah, and I don't want to go down a road that I'm not 100% sure of at this point. Get sidetracked and confuse people even more. It's already confusing with All Hallows Eve and Terrifier because they really have nothing in common. So Terrifier is on its own trajectory. This is the actual movie that I wanted to make from this point on. So you don't have to have seen All Hallows Eve if you see Terrifier.
Well, I'm glad that I did see the short on YouTube, because it was really good and
thank you.
And now we have the next horror icon, I believe.
He can be. I believe he truly can be.
Well, I'm going to try not to fuck it up with part 2.
There you go. See? That's what I was going to say. As long as you don't fuck it up. But I didn't want to be that guy to say that, so you said it yourself.
Yeah. No, I think you're right, though. I think he still has... I don't think he's there, but I think he certainly has the potential. So I think a good sequel would hopefully cement him there. So, but I'm going to try. I'm super excited for it. I'm very, very happy with what it is, where it's going. I can't. Who knows? I mean, you're never going to please everybody. I'm sure.
No.
So many people want the backstory, want the origin.
Oh yeah.
But it's not going to live up to everybody's expectations.
But I'm that guy that like wants to know the backstory, but you can just like tell me the backstory, and you don't necessarily have to put it in a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, like I don't need to see it in a movie. Like if you just like have some sort of pamphlet laying out, and
Hey,
you know, like if somebody reads it in a book or something in the movie,
some exposition or something.
yeah. Something, you know.
You're gonna get pieces of the puzzle to just start piecing it all together.
That's cool because then it kind of like you see a little bit at a time and it gradually grows.
So does that mean you get to see someone like investigating art?
I don't know.
Perhaps, yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to shut up. I'm
just sitting here. I like digging.
Well, I don't want to spoil nothing though. If I don't want to get nothing said,
it is his job not to release it. It's not my fault. We are here to ask questions. If he tells us, hey, I thank him. I mean,
hey, it's exclusive.
We're here to break news. We're not here. It's not called Tennessee Horror News for nothing.
Yeah.
Whoever had a problem with the first one that it didn't have a story, you're definitely not going to have that problem with this one.
What do you mean it didn't have a story?
Well, people just thought it was too simple, and they're just like, "Oh, it's just a clown killing people," and that's it.
What's wrong with that? You had two bitches out getting drunk, being dumb, falling for a flat tire. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
And the good thing is you stayed with the theme. If you drink, you get killed.
That's it.
Right?
I find it interesting. I think some people forget some of the, if you watch the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I mean, does that have any more of a story than Terrifier does? I don't think so. The original Friday the 13th? Yeah. Not really.
That's what I mean. It don't have. It's a good. Like, you don't need a big storyline. You know, two people were out. They were partying, and fucked up shit happens to them. There's your story. They're trying to survive.
Yeah.
And then her dumbass brings her sister into it, and then her sister gets all fucked up.
Get it? But we always knew that there was going to be more. So if it was just a one-off and this was all it was, I can understand people being a lot more frustrated because, you want to know why the killer's doing this, who he is, where did he come from, all that stuff. Like, I get that. That would frustrate me as well, I'm sure, to a degree. But like I said, we know there's going to be a sequel, and everything that happens in part one, like, happened for a reason or is a seed that's planted to expand upon in the future installments. So there's actually a lot more going on in part one.
Dude, you go back to his lair.
His lair?
Yeah, you know where he had all of his weapons?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do actually. I can tell you that.
See, see, this is me asking questions. Good question. No, I'm just fucking with JimJam over here. Yeah, I mean that's his lair, right? I mean, would you call it his lair?
Absolutely.
Because I mean, he's only there to restock and
Would Art the Clown be in a cave or like in the basement?
I think it would be like in a sewer-ish area, but that's just me.
Yeah, it's like an abandoned, dilapidated building, probably in the basement, in the bowels of it, something like that. Yeah, where he's hiding out.
He'll be in the horror basement,
Yeah, he's in the horror basement. Works for me. You can use that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Art the Clown's horror basement. Dude, you're welcome. You want to throw that in there?
Yeah, it's exciting though. It's very cool. I wish I could talk more about it, but people who are close to me, crew members and stuff that I'm able to talk about.
Who are their names? I mean, if we got an inside source with no names being brought out, I mean, you couldn't blame us.
Well, we can't get exclusives because it'll probably be out through Epic and Dread Central, right?
Dude, what are you talking about exclusives? I'm talking about if we got a hold
Dread
of the
Central has their own.
If we got a hold of a crew member, and they chose to tell us stuff, and we like inside person, confidential source tells us that blah 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 blah.
Hey, there's some good publicity.
Like Damien could blame us for doing that? No.
Can't blame you.
People want to know.
Let me say this. So
it's going to be
the sequel. Obviously, I'm going to play it safe to the degree where I'm not going to stray so far from the formula that's worked in the original Terrifier, because that would just be stupid on my part. So it's going to be your classic. It's going to have your classic slasher formula element. Tons of Art the Clown. Like everything that worked that you loved about Art the Clown is going to be in this one. The kills are going to be taken to the next level. But it's going to have more of a story that everybody, a lot of people were longing for in the first one. But there's another element that's brought into it that's going to bring it into such an interesting, different, sort of unexpected area. And that's my one little risky part that I feel safe enough playing with it because there's so many safe spaces I have. But I can't talk about it. But it's going to be something completely different than the first Terrifier.
He's an alien.
No, nothing like that. That's going to ruin it.
He's an alien. Just go ahead. It's over. Fuck it.
I don't think it's going to ruin the character.
Well, I mean, you mentioned space. I mean, come on, alien.
All right, Johnny.
So what else are you working on? Like, are you just focusing solely on Terrifier?
Oh, yeah, just solely on Terrifier.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You might as well. I mean, that way it's for certain going to be.
Got to.
Yeah. It'd be dumb not to, just because it's right now. It's got a buzz and it's fresh in people's minds.
Like, are you pushing for like 2020 or like 2021?
I would say the latest 2020. Yeah, okay. Hopefully sooner. But you know how these things go.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Unfortunately, it takes forever.
Exactly. We know exactly how it goes. Being around doing this.
We don't want to screw it up and just rush it just for the sake of rushing.
There's no need in rushing because I mean a lot of people do. Like you see the movies that come out year after year after year. Like why? You can wait a couple of years to put out a movie. People aren't going to forget a good movie.
Get you a solid script down,
Yeah, and take your time in doing it.
Take your time shooting it. Ain't no need in rushing things like these big budget movies taking, 15, 20 days or some stupid shit.
That's it. They just crank them out.
Yeah, money.
Yeah.
All right, last.
Yeah. It's a bigger scope. It's definitely a bigger scale film. Way bigger.
Well, okay, this one last thing I want to ask. What I wanted to know is if you had $10 million, $20 million to make this, do you think it would hurt it? Or obviously I don't think it would hurt it, but
what would it do to benefit?
Yeah, to have that much money.
Oh, well, the cast would be crazier. We'd be able to get names in it and just really tremendous actors. Yeah, I mean, the sets that we would be able to build would be unbelievable. The more more polished special effects. I'd be able to hire a Hollywood crew that could come in and just knock it out of the park, and then I could focus more on directing, which would be amazing for me. I mean, it would look like a Hollywood movie, but there would be drawbacks, I'm sure. Like there would be kills that I probably wouldn't be able to do just because of how graphic they are. I'm sure I wouldn't be able to put that hacksaw scene the way it is into a Hollywood film.
See, and to me it would take away.
Yeah, because then you have a lot of people.
If you lost your ability to do what you wanted in the film, it would ruin the movie.
Absolutely, because I can tell you right now,
the control.
There's 2 kills so far that I've written for part 2 that would absolutely be butchered if they had to go in front of a ratings board or something like that.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
Yeah, And if you have that much money behind you, that means that you do have to. That means that the movie's going to go into theaters. That's the only reason to really put that much money into a film. So, and that means you absolutely have to submit it to a ratings board, and they're going to cut it down. So, but I would, as long as I was able to release my version after the fact, after the theatrical run on video or on Netflix on demand, whatever, I would be cool with that. I'd sacrifice the theatrical version to get an R rating, as long as everybody could see the version that I wanted to show after the fact. I would make that sacrifice, because at the end of the day, I'd still get my film out. But I don't know. I've never been in that situation where I'm going to say we're not going to be in that situation for this film. It's probably going to be another low budget movie, but it's going to be a bigger budget, definitely a considerably budget than the first one. But I'd rather, we don't need all that crap, let's just I just want it to look a little more polished, sound more polished, and it's really just, we just need the story's got to be there for this one, and everything else I'm fine with it just being brutal, low-key, grimy, and just, we don't want it to be too different than the original.
Yeah, I like the grimy.
Yeah, I want to keep the grime. I want to keep the retro feel and look as much as I can.
I was going to say, speaking of which, what was Terrifier shot on?
It was shot on the Red Scarlet camera.
Another very expensive camera, I'm sure.
It's expensive, but it's nowhere near. I mean, it's actually a more lower end red camera. I'm hoping to shoot the next one. I really want to shoot it on the Arri Alexa, which is big time. Yeah, a lot of Hollywood movies shoot on the Arri Alexa. So that
do you rent those? Is that just rented?
Yeah, you can rent them.
You would have to rent it. It's probably around like a $70,000-$80,000 camera just for the body, and then you got to get lenses and stuff. You rent everything. Yeah.
Yeah, because I looked it up after a podcast, the Movie Crypt with Adam Green and Joe Lynch. They was talking about the red camera, and I looked it up, and I'm like, holy hell.
50 G's, like,
I think there was one like the Red Dragon or Red something.
I think they've come since the Red Dragon. I could be wrong, but I think they've come out with two better, like upgraded versions, even from the Red Dragon.
They got 8K. They got 8K video ones now.
Yeah.
That'd be some.
But it was $70,000 just for the body.
Could you imagine shooting a horror film in 8K though? Like, how would you hide anything?
Can't hide anything.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lower budget film, like, you need to hide some stuff.
I would be scared to death to rent that, just because I would not want to fuck
on that bitch.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But
the crazy thing is, as good as the cameras are, the lenses make it look the way it looks, really. So you really want to get the best lenses. You want to rent the best lenses, and lenses could be just one lens could be more than $20,000 just a lens.
God, somebody freaking crack that thing.
Oh my god.
You'd be like, well, film's over.
You got 3 people down changing a lens just so no one will drop
a mattress underneath it.
Oh, they come in these big cases that you wheel them out. It's like it looks like the Ark of the Covenant.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
You open it up.
The
light shines.
Do they just twist and lock in?
Yeah, they snap on. Yeah,
I've never messed with the camera, so I don't know.
Yeah.
You like cross thread it, fucks it all up.
I don't mess with them. That's not my
yeah, he's like, I stay away from that shit.
I'm not the DP in this shit, so.
I let my cameraman mess with that, so if he breaks it, it's his fault.
Exactly.
What'd you do?
I can't believe you did this to us.
I got enough to worry about.
Yeah, imagine.
The $30,000 lens just broke.
Oh, God.
Well, there goes our budget.
That'd be heartbreaking.
There goes our budget.
I imagine there's
that's where we would put additional funds for sure. put it into the look of the movie, man. Have it just look more like a real movie, more like a Hollywood movie. You know, I'd want it to look like this has to do a lot with color correction, but you know, have you guys seen Mandy?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it tomorrow morning.
That is actually the movie of the week for our podcast we're recording tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it tomorrow morning, so it'll be real fresh.
That movie is fucking nuts.
That director's fantastic. But I mean, that's extreme. They go very extreme with the color grading and that, but it's still, he captures that great retro look. So
yeah,
I'd be going for something like that. Not that extreme where you have these, you know, there's a lot of scenes in that movie that just look red and pink and whatnot.
You could probably get Nick in a film. I mean, he's doing a lot of horror movies now. And
yeah, let's get Nick Cage with art.
I wish. Maybe.
That would be the most over-the-top movie.
Maybe part 3. Maybe that's what part 3 will need.
That's the character you just get to where he's killed, and you see him from the back, and then like they show close, like, you know, they come over and show his face, and he's just dead. Like, they have fucking Nick Cage in the movie, but he got fucking killed.
I'm a huge Nicolas Cage fan, so that would be that to me. That's I couldn't even fathom working with him at this point, but that would be a dream come true.
Hey Yeti, what'd you say?
I said if you killed Nick Cage in the movie, he'd have to like, his face would have to be like locked in this terrible Cage face, you know, like faces that he pulls. Had to be frozen like that. It would be fucking perfect.
Can he have long hair from like he was in Con Air?
Oh my God, no! That's the worst hair ever, though. That's the worst Nick Cage hair. Like, in all honesty, that was it not?
The hair was bad, but God, I love that movie.
I love that movie. That's a great movie.
Fantastic movie.
I mean,
yeah,
it just that whole movie. I don't know why.
What if?
So much.
What if Nick Cage was in it and his head exploded into flames? Fucking Ghost Rider.
Bam. There you go. You can have that too. You're welcome.
He would have to be as crazy as Art for sure, which shouldn't be a problem.
No, that would not be a problem for Nick Cage to act out.
I like it. I like it. I like the idea.
Did you watch what was that, Mom and Dad?
Yeah, that was pretty.
I heard it's wild.
Fuck.
It's a crazy movie. It's just some sort of virus or something.
And it makes them want to kill their kid, right?
Yeah, the ending of it was just like, oh yeah, that's good. Okay, I got you.
So,
ghost stories. Yeah, we usually ask everyone that we interview or talk to if you have a ghost story. If you don't have a ghost story, that's fine. You know, like, do you ever see a ghost? Do you believe in ghosts? Or
I have never seen a ghost, and I do not believe in ghosts. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I feel the same way. So, but we still ask because people like that, and you know, if you can get a good ghost story out of someone, then you know people enjoy ghost stories.
I don't know if I'm not susceptible to ghosts or what
you're not open enough, is what I'm told.
That's what they say. That's what they tell me. But I've hung out in the scariest places my entire life. I grew up, there was a cemetery that was basically my backyard that I played in from the time I was 7 to 15, maybe later, 17, 18. And never saw one thing. Now, I have had plenty of friends and family tell me that they've seen some crazy shit in that cemetery. I've never seen it. We've almost all the movies and short films that we shot in this abandoned hospital. It is a compound that was there from the 30s. It has seen more death than you could imagine. Now, all the workers have told me horror stories, and they've seen ghosts. I've been down in the bowels of that in the middle of the night, 4 o'clock in the morning, pitch black, when my casting crew is gone, and I'm gathering equipment and trying to straighten up, and I've never seen anything. You know, I don't know, but I've heard things, and I've heard creepy noises where I feel like if someone else heard that, they would attribute it to a ghost or something like that. But that's just not where my mind goes. I think of the 1,000 other rational things that it could be before going to, all right, it's a ghost.
I'm in the same boat you are, and that's the whole.
Like, it was just a trash panda.
Yeah. It's not gonna.
Got rats.
Yeah, like I don't believe. I mean, I'm in the same boat. I mean, I'm open to people. If you believe in ghosts, hey, more power to you.
But one thing Johnny does believe in is aliens.
Yes, of course, there's aliens. I mean, how is there not? You believe in aliens, Damien?
I believe in the possibility that they exist for sure, but I don't believe that we've been visited by aliens.
I don't know, man. Have you ever heard the Chariots of the Gods?
I haven't read it, but I know
of it.
I'm a little familiar with it.
Well, just the stories like over in other countries where they talk about wars that happened in the sky, and even the cause and effect of like some of the weapons used and people getting sick and throwing up and the radiation poisoning. I mean, it's just interesting. I mean, there's always the possibility. We can't be alone.
But I go ahead.
Yeah. I just think that interstellar space travel is so, as far as we know, but that's all we have to go on is our science and our technology. It's pretty impossible. It's pretty damn difficult, especially for something to just come snoop around. At least believe in the fact that it is extremely difficult. It's along the lines of Christopher Columbus just going out into the abyss and just hoping he hits land. He's not going to just peek around and go back. You went that far. You went on that odyssey. You're going to land. You're going to make contact. I think that's what all intelligent alien life is going to do. I think if it comes here, it's going to come here, and we're going to know about it. I don't think it's going right back.
Well, I think that was the case of they're saying that they did come here, and that was before, thousands of years ago when they talked about it. But now we've lost the whole, you know what I'm saying? They become us, or we were them.
It's possible.
They didn't go back.
We also know, or scientists say, that there's cataclysmic events that could wipe out, just erase time. That there's so many things now that
it's crazy, man. Like when you get down that rabbit hole, it's just whew.
So who knows?
It goes and goes, man.
I feel like if there's going to be aliens come back or come whenever, I want them to be like the one from Paul.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
Have the voice of Seth Rogen.
I'm in the same boat with aliens as I am with ghosts. I don't get to see them either. So ghosts and aliens don't fucking like me.
Because you're an asshole.
Well, I mean, maybe that's it.
Stop being dude. Stop being an asshole.
Fuck that dude. Well, Damien, I can tell you this. Terrifier is definitely BGB certified. That's blood, guts, and boobs certified.
So please continue to keep that BGB going.
You guys absolutely need boobs in the next one? Is that a deal breaker?
Well, it wouldn't be BGB certified. I mean,
it just wouldn't get that rating, but it's not a deal breaker.
Lots of people like a boobs in a horror film. Joe Bob Briggs likes boobs in a horror film.
Hey, Joe Bob Briggs likes it, so you might want to do it.
It's just a classic.
Maybe we can get, whenever Shudder can get Terrifier after the Netflix contract goes out, maybe it can be on the last drive-in.
Ding, ding,
that
ding.
Would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
You guys interviewed Joe Bob Briggs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah. Oh, man, he is awesome.
He's amazing, right? Oh, man, I never got to meet him, but I love him. That's so cool.
I'm pretty sure. Did you
read an
watch
article
Dinners of Death?
I read a different article where he said that something about boobs.
Oh.
Some people don't believe boobs should be in every movie, but yet they probably should be.
Did you get to see Dinners of Death?
No, I have not.
I think it's already on.
Oh yeah. I watched the last one yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Damon.
You can go to Shudder, use promo code TNHorror, and get 30 days free.
Yeah.
That's his show on Shudder.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. Hey, we can hook you up for 30 days free if you want to use our promo code TNHorror.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's 30 free. I mean, they got 1,000 hours of horror movies.
You can watch the last 24-hour marathon and then watch the Dinners of Death.
Yeah.
Very cool. I may have already done that a couple of years ago, or when Shudder first came out. So I don't know if I can do that again.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Just use a different credit card.
That's it. Let's do it.
That's that. You know.
Hey, if we get 30 days free, hell with it, and then stay, because December there's going to be another Joe Bob Briggs. Well, hell yeah.
I'm curious if he's aware of Terrifier.
Well, I have his email, and I'll make sure he knows about Terrifier. I'm going to send an email right now. I'm like, hey, you need to check out Terrifier.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, Joe Bob Briggs can probably just get what he wants.
And in all honesty, Shudder's just paying him. I imagine he's going to watch his movies.
He talks about Netflix on the
he's going to watch his movies anywhere he can.
True. Anyways, but yeah, I'm going to make it a point to make Joe Bob Briggs aware of Terrifier.
I imagine there's tons of people. Have you seen Terrifier, Joe Bob? You would like this fucking movie.
Well, you guys got to keep me posted if he does see it and he gets back to you.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, man. For sure.
Even if he hates it, just let me know. That would be such an honor.
But see, it would be a good movie for one of his marathons, because like he says, he does like a really extreme movie, and then he plays like a cheesy horror movie after, like a cheesy movie after 80s. Cheesy movie.
It would be perfect for the one.
Yeah. Because like he would have the extreme of Terrifier, and then he could play like some cheesy 80s movie. But Damien, man, we appreciate you coming on and taking the time out and spending it with us this evening.
Oh, it's my pleasure, guys. This was a blast.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. And
hey, I just emailed Joe Bob Riggs, asked him if he saw Terrifier.
Way to name drop.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking with you.
So, well,
but,
guys, I would love to come back on when, I guess when it comes closer to the sequel, or after we make the sequel. Or I'd love to talk more for sure.
Well,
for sure, but you know that I'm going to be like really just trying to get more stuff out of you. Because that's what I do. Like these guys, they won't do it, but I will. I will try to find out as much about something as I can.
And just know that Tennessee Horror News is here for you to promote anything you need.
We'll always shout it out. You want to give us an article or something to write up on, like a little bit of inside information about something.
Yeah. If you don't know, Yeti is our head writer for our website, so.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, I guess the next big bit of news will be when we secure funding, because then we're going to go right into production.
Well, hit us up, let us know when you secure it, and we'll...
Yeah, send us an email, and
we'll put it out there.
Yeti will be proud to write about that, wouldn't you, Yeti?
I mean, if you don't have some sort of contract with someone else.
No.
Well, absolutely. I absolutely will reach out to you guys with any news.
Hell yeah, man. We appreciate that.
Yeti?
Man, I appreciate the hell out of you coming on. And matter of fact, right now, I'm going to send you the link to that Doug Walker review on Instagram.
Oh, please do. That's awesome. I would love to watch that.
Yeah, Damien. So, man, you enjoy your night and just enjoy the weekend. Appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Keep doing what you do.
You, man.
Bye.
All right, bye.
All right, guys. So that was Damien Leone, and we appreciate him coming on. And don't forget your Shudder promo code. It's not on Shudder. You can watch it on Netflix, but you might as well just get Shudder anyways with TN Horror, the promo code. And what else we got? Oh, and Chicken Blood is available if you're in the Nashville area. The
tickets are available.
Tickets are available for the January 5th premiere. We're just throwing that out there right here. If you're listening and you're in the Tennessee area or whatever, but the world premiere, I guess, Brian,
just go to fullmooncineplex.com.
Or just go to TN Horror on... Did you not release it on...
Yeah, all the social media has
social media. So, yeah, I would say send them there. But, yeah, go follow us on all our social media so that you can find out and get your ticket. Corey's an awesome dude. Him and Chuck, they're awesome people. And
this is Tennessee Horror News presents.
Yeah, so
the world premiere of Chicken's Blood.
Yeah, and there's going to be a red carpet event and everything at Full Moon Cineplex. Like we say, it's the home of indie horror in Hermitage, Tennessee. And come check it out. Let's blow that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Well, not blow it up. Whoa, easy. Sorry.
Okay,
Whoa.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. Let's knock it out the park.
Let's make this a very big success.
Yes, there you go.
Fuck yeah.
Sorry about that. NSA, if you're listening, I'm not gonna blow up anything.
Well, okay, and Yeti will be there. Whew. So Yeti is coming out to the premiere.
Oh, sorry. He's gonna be.
Come out and rub Yeti's bald head.
He's gonna make that sexy video again. But yeah, guys, we appreciate y'all listening.
We need to re-release that, by the way.
We appreciate y'all listening, and as usual, this is the Horror Basement interview series, and we hope you enjoy.
So that's all we got. We out.
Peace.
Stay spooky. Try not to be an asshole.